Hello, 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 my lionesses. How are you? Oh my goodness. Excuse me. I'm tired. I'm not even gonna lie. And I have been in a conference all week. And if you know anything about conferences, you don't get rest. Your brain goes into overload if it's something that you're really, really interested in. And I flew home last night. Still, my office is not put back together, so my lighting is off. I don't really have my green screen up yet. I'm on a laptop instead of my studio setup, and so it is what it is. I like, okay, I am not going to miss the opportunity to share with my lionesses. Oh, by the way, I am Dr. Quaylette James, and welcome to the Unstoppable Lionesses Show. I'm telling you, there is so many things going on. I'm so sorry. Let me turn my sounds off, okay? Um, there are so many things going on, and oh, it's just making my head go like this. I unfortunately do not have a guest for you this week either because I've just been going, going, going. And so I have not had opportunity to schedule one. So you're stuck with me for the next 45 minutes again. However, I'm praying that it'll be a blessed encounter. And I hope that it's interactive, literally, seriously. I need you to be in the comments. I need you to be interactive with me right now because, as you can see, I have a different background up. Went to go in my Zoom. All of my virtual backgrounds were gone. I'm just like, okay, all right. You got jokes. You got jokes today with my technology, but it's okay. It's okay. I am one of those that will not be moved, will not be hindered, and not stopped. I'm just like, okay. So I looked around. I'm like, where's my glasses? I need to have my glasses on with all these bags under my eyes. My hair is not done. I'm in a t-shirt, and I'm normally not like this for this show. But you know what, ladies? It is what it is. And I am hoping that you walk away with the nugget of if I don't care how I have to do it, as long as I get it done. Seriously. Women empowerment through collaboration. That's what I want to talk to you about today. Seriously. There is a season that we are in right now where we as lionesses, as women, as sisterhood, need to come together and collaborate. See this, see my background. This was my cover for my LinkedIn for a long, long time. I just recently changed it. But I am so truly, how can I say this? Married to the idea of making sure that we collaborate as a sisterhood. I am passionate about that. I am driven by that. Seriously. I am now in the midst, this will be our third month coming up in October of doing women in leadership networking events live on LinkedIn. If you have not participated in that, please do. The next one is October 14th. It will be live at 9 a.m. Pacific time, which is 12 noon Eastern, 11 Central. I don't really feel like I'm throwing out shameless plugs. What I'm doing is talking about what my background right now is saying. It's woman empowerment through collaboration. It is time for us to come together and collaborate. It is time for us to come together and work together and make things happen. My mentor, Dr. Cindy Trim, was talking to us a couple of months ago about, the economic trend that we're in right now. And it is us as women that need to come together and create our own economic stream. And it's so very, very true. I'm so serious. I'm so serious because we need to make sure that we're taking care of us. We need to make sure that we are taking care of us. The powers that be currently on a global level is predominantly male. Yes, there are some women out there in leadership. Yay. Okay. But it is predominantly a male orchestrated global governmental entity that is in power. We need to make sure, and I'm not pleased, and if you guys have followed me at all, you know I never come against our kings. I may talk about some of the male entities out there, but I'm not going to come against our kings because I really believe that we as queens have been called to align ourselves with our kings to make sure that they're standing strong and doing what they need to do. And likewise, they come alongside with us as queens to make sure that we are doing what we're supposed to do. It is a collaboration. It is a collaboration, and that's how it should be handled. I've talked about this before that, we have bought into the lie that women cannot get along, women cannot work together, women cannot collaborate. That's a lie from the pit of hell to keep us divided because they know those that are against us being empowered know that when we come together, our power is unstoppable. It is literally unstoppable because, I mean, it is just in our inherent nature, all right, to birth out greatness, to birth out ideas, to birth out businesses, to birth out inventions. That's part of who we are. All right, we have a womb, and our womb is not just for the physical child, but also for the inventive child. All right. And so when we come together with collaboration, and I'm sharing this because I'm going to tie it into where I've just come from this week. When we come together and we start to collaborate and bounce ideas off of each another, not to steal the idea, but to make the ideas more powerful, there is nothing that can stop us. I'm telling you what I know to be true. I am so very, very serious about this. And so this is the time and the season that we need to start doing that. We need to start working together in synergies to make sure that we are holding each other. Hold on, y'all. Forgive the noise. If you can hear the noise in the background, I want to close my doors, but okay, again, I'm in the midst of moving my stuff in my office, and one door will not even close because it's got stuff in front of it. Anyway, hopefully you can't hear it. But we have to get to that point of working together. One of my ex-bosses, Don King, he had a saying, and he used to say all the time, working together works. And that is the honest to God truth. Working together works. When we come together and we work together to build legacy, all right, because that's what we're doing. We're building legacy, especially when you get into the season of life that I'm in currently. That's what it's all about. It is totally 100% about building legacy for me. It really, really is. It really is. And the fallout of the building of legacy is generational wealth. So as I'm building legacy by building you ladies up, by pouring into you, by collaborating with you, by setting some things in motion to give you some tools to work with to be even greater than what you already are, that is me building legacy, and from that, building generational wealth. I've got some things that I am going to be introducing to you in the next, say, month or so that will be the fruit of what I've encountered this week. Let me tell you, I will by no means tell you I'm an AI guru. I'm so not, but am intrigued by it and have learned a lot about it, I thought. Let me tell you, I just left the Growth Hacking Live conference in San Diego, and what I thought I knew probably feel the tip of this just like that much compared to this being full. Okay, I'm just telling you, it was such an amazing experience. And here is something that I found very, very interesting, because like I said, I'm intrigued by AI. And I so love what it does for us as a tool. I was talking to someone last Sunday, just before I was going to the conference, and I was sharing with a young lady at church that I was actually leaving church to go to the airport for this conference, and she is probably around my age. Maybe no, she's probably younger than I am, because yeah, you know what, guys, in what, 2 weeks? Yeah, a little over 2 weeks. I'll be 69. I'm like, okay, God, we're really knocking at that 70 door now, right? But anyway, so she's a little younger than I am, but she was concerned and she said, AI doesn't frighten you. And I'm like, no. And she said, I'm scared it's going to take my job. That's because that is what's been programmed in her. And here was my response. And this is my response to all of you that are watching that may have that same thought pattern, okay, that same mindset. I said, if you learn it, then you become valuable to your company and you don't have to worry about it taking your job because guess what? It is only as productive as the person who knows how to use it. All right. And she was like, oh, I didn't think about it like that. Mhm. Yeah, learn it, become familiar with it, use it. Oh my God, let me tell you, what I learned over these past 4 days just made my mind go, it really did. And the thought of what I can actually build, what I can do, and how I can utilize it again as a tool to teach you guys, to help you, to build. My mind was just like, whoa. And it was so many ideas. And here's the thing with me. Here's the thing with me. And there was a couple of people that were trying to tell me, what's the one thing? And a couple of people on stage was like, what's the one thing? Find the one thing, zero in on the one thing. And I've heard that for years. Find the one thing that you're good at. Find the one thing that you're passionate at, and and focus everything on the one thing. I'm not wired like that, people. I'm just not. It's like, and I never have been. There's always been like these multiple things going on within me and in my mindset, and my imagination goes. I'm serious. And I've been like that all my life. I have. And here's the thing. When I get before God, my thing is what's the first thing? Not what's the one thing, what's the first thing? Let's prioritize. Let's stack upon stack upon stack. Let's build upon it, faith upon faith, precept upon precept. You know what I'm saying? Line upon line, precept upon precept, and then, and go from there. That's where my mind goes. So it's like, it's not what's the one thing? No, what's the first thing? Let's do this and then let's get to the next one so that we can get to the next one so that we can get to the next one. It's I find this humor, and this is just me. Okay, we're just talking, right? We're just talking. But I find this very, very humorous that your business gurus out there will tell you find the one thing and concentrate on the one thing and do the one thing really, really good. And then in the same breath tell you to devise and develop multiple streams of income. Well, how are you doing multiple streams of income when all your focus is on the one thing? Because even if you're building the streams of income of the one thing, you still have to see the other streams to build. I know this is just me. I'm ranting a little bit, but I think that I am not alone. I'm not the only one out here. And if you are like me, please put it in the chat. Yes, multiples. Just say the word multiples, just multiples, because then I'll know I am not by myself. All right. And so my thing is, like I said, because I don't want you to spread yourself too thin. I don't want to spread myself too thin because, like I said, my mind is going boom, 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 boom. I can do this over here. I can do this over here. I can help this person do this. I can build that over there. And now with AI, I can build these things in 30 minutes time. Okay. Why do I have to stop with one thing? Why? And you know what? And I'm not ADHD. I'm not ADD. I'm really, really not. But my mind is my mind, and it's not a deficit. It is not a deficit and it's not an attention. It's my attention span is great. It's not that I can't focus because when I start working on the one thing that I'm working on right now, my focus is zeroed in and I can do this thing and I'm focused on it. But then once I get it done, one of the things that I told somebody this was years ago, as I analyzed, because you need to analyze you. And please hear me, ladies, lionesses, I'm talking from my perspective, but I believe that there's some of you out there that are like, oh my God, I'm not crazy. This is real. This is really real. So I want to help you guys that's like me. Now, those of you that it's just the one thing, let me focus on the one thing. That's all I want to do. I can help you too. I can, I promise you. And we can focus in on that one thing and we can build that thing high, 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 high. But the one thing that I listened to with everybody that was chatting and talking and teaching the sessions this week, even the ones that were telling you to focus on the one thing, still, as their slides were going and they were pointing out, you can use this to do this, and you can use that to do that, and you can use this over here to do something else. And I'm going, you're not doing just one thing. It's like, come on. See, this is how my mind works. Let me slow down. This is how my mind works, because that was another thing. There was one gentleman on one panel, and he was talking so fast, and I was just like, I made note to self, like, if you talk so fast, people can't follow you. And it was just like, ooh, wait, what? So, and my apostle would be proud of me telling me to slow down. But my mind has been like this literally since I was a little girl. And because I'm a thinker, I'm a thinker. I'm a thinker. And to the point where half the time I don't sleep at night. And there was one night, told my friend that was at the conference that actually told me about the conference. I was like, this is the honest to God truth. After, I think it was the second day. No, the first day. The first day. After the first day, I went to bed and I literally, and I know it was 1:33 in the morning because I looked at my phone to see what time it was. But I literally woke up having a conversation in my mind with my chat GPT. I named my chat Micaiah. Yes, Micaiah and I, we're on first name basis. But I woke up, my mind was having a conversation with my chat GPT. And I'm like, and it was going like this, and it was like back and forth in my mind. And so I said, well, I don't want to lose this conversation that's going on. So let me sit up and actually start talking to ChatGPT with the questions and the prompts and the things that were going on in my mind. And I did. And I got, oh my God, I got a plethora of stuff that I can use. Listen. This is how my mind functions. And like I said, I don't believe I'm the only one. I think that there are other women out here, other lionesses, that your mind is like that. It keeps going. Like I said, a lot of time, well, I'm not ashamed to say I take sleeping pills because that's how I sleep if I want to sleep. If I don't, I will close my eyes for a couple of hours and they're like, oh. And the mind is going, the mind is going, the mind is going. So here's what I'm trying to relay, okay? And I talked about this yesterday morning in my live. I went for a walk. It was early yesterday morning, and oh my God, and to be able to walk by the bay on the boardwalk and everything was phenomenal. But here was my purpose for my walk. When I went out, my mind said, okay, God, I need to collaborate with you. Okay. I need to get in your flow because I had so many people in my ear and they were telling me their thoughts and you need to do this and you need to do that and make sure that you just do this. And as I was walking and I was just, like in the flow with God, and it was just like, okay, here, you know how you wired me. You know how you created my mind to flow. All right. So what I don't want to do is miss you. Some of the counsel that you will get from other people is really good counsel. Please hear me. Don't misunderstand that. It is good counsel. But is it God counsel? That's what you need to be finding out. Lord, is this what you're speaking? It's good. It sounds good. It sounds like wisdom. But is it what you are speaking to me? Because here's the key, and especially if you're like me with the multiples going on over and over and over again, then you need to make sure that your flow is aligning with his flow. All right. So, like I said, because of who I'm created to be, like I said, there's some of you out there, and you could probably more of you than like just that one thing, and you're good with it than like I am with the multiples and multiples and multiples and multiples. But I will tell you, that I actually got it so good because he actually had me sitting and teamed up with somebody that said, you know what, I go through the same thing. And I was like, oh, thank you, Jesus. It is not just me. It is not just me. So my thing was, what's the first thing? Give me an order. Give me a sense of structure so that I can be creative and not be a space cadet and not start something that I'm not going to finish. What's the first thing? And here is, like I said, here's the beauty with AI, because it used to be that, you would have to zero in and focus on something for a few months to make it happen, okay? To make it fruitful, to make it do what you needed to do. Well, baby girl, I'm here to tell you, with the tools at our disposal now, it'll take you 30 minutes to build a whole software system that you can use to put out there as a stream of income. Because if you know that you have a need for something, somebody else has that need for it too. All right. And AI will help you build it, structure it, market it, sell it, and automate it so that, okay, this is built, here it is. All right, now, AI agents, go to work, go sell this for me. Because now I'm going to build this while this is being sold. And then I'm going to do that. Listen, I decreed, and I don't have a problem saying it. I really don't, because this is how my mind functions. I told you I'm building legacy. And as I build legacy, I'm building generational wealth. So my declaration for 2026 is 2026 will be my first $1 million year for me. I have made multiple $1 million years for other people, but I never did it for myself. And to be honest with you, did not really reap the benefits of what I was doing for somebody else. They pocketed it, gave me some chump change, and kept it moving. I'm being honest. I'm being transparent. So Tuesday is my last official day on the quote unquote job. Last official day. Ooh. So now it's my turn. Now it's my turn. All right. It's your turn. It's your turn. I will never tell you to quit your job and be out there without something to help or something. Now, I heard that there were 300,000 women. That's a whole lot of women that over the course of this year have lost their jobs. That's a lot of women. So what I will tell you is, okay, so maybe you didn't quit on your terms. You didn't walk away on your terms, but baby girl, all that you were building for somebody else, put it to use, put it to work. One of the do. Okay. So I've been dealing in this entrepreneurial space for a long, long time. For a long, long time. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to build some things to go along with the experience that I have, because that just makes sense. That just makes sense. But there were some other things, some nuggets that were dropped within my spirit while I'm sitting and I'm listening to these things that are being dropped on us like, whew, like torpedoes. Okay. That was striking ideas within me. Again, I'm that intellect. I'm that intellect. That's how my mind works. Like, okay, first of all, what you're telling me must make sense to me. And if it makes sense to me, I instantly will start to apply it on different scenarios within my mind. That's how my mind functions. That's how it works. And I'm forward thinking. I'm always looking ahead. Well, if I do this, how can I make this work? And how can I make this better? And oh, I can use this tool to enhance this tool. And how much will they pay for this tool? This is how my mind was going while I was sitting there. Okay. So, okay, slow down. So my counsel to you ladies, to you lionesses, is to get with like-minded lionesses, to collaborate, to bounce your ideas off. Now try the spirit by the spirit, ladies. Don't just be throwing your ideas out to people that's gonna run with it, or that's gonna just quench your spirit and tell you what you can't do. All right. And some of it is malicious because they don't want to see you rise before they do, or leave them behind. So some of it is intentionally malicious, but some of it is innocent. Some of it, they don't even understand what they're doing, but because they don't have enough faith in them to see how they could benefit or how they can do the same. Okay, so one of the things I'm going to build is to help you become forward thinkers, help you to think beyond the box. Okay, but because they can't, then they just can't see it. One of the things that I said also in my live yesterday was that don't be surprised if people don't understand the call that's on your life. They don't understand how you process things. They don't understand your big picture. Why? Because your call is your call. Your dream, your picture is your picture. And sometimes it's not feasible for you to share your big picture. It's definitely not feasible and advisable for you to share with everybody. That's for sure. That is absolutely for sure. But you have to be very, very strategic and mindful. I'm learning that even people that I think would be good to collaborate with, I have to really bring it before God. This is just me. Because you guys know I'm a woman of faith. So I have to bring it before God, because the responses from the people that I thought would be like, oh, yeah, let's do this, is not what it is. And I'm like, it's okay. I promise you, I'm not upset about it. It's fine. It's okay. But I know in my mind what I can make work. And sometimes it's about just that. What is it that you and God can collaborate on and make it work, and allow Him to bring the necessary entities in your life that can align with your vision to help fuel it. All right. So don't get upset. Don't be shaken if the people that you thought were going to go, yes, let's do it. Don't. It's okay. Or they may not be like on it like you are. Why? Because it's your vision. It's your call. It's your purpose to do. Now, again, like I said, God will bring people alongside of you to help you with your vision. I am so grateful for finally getting a VA a few months ago, and he has aligned himself with my vision. Now, he's in a different country. So some things I do have to spell out for him, but most of the stuff I don't. I will cast the vision, he catches the vision, and he runs. And he runs. And he runs very well. He runs very well. So it's like you want to align yourself with people that God will highlight to you. The people that you just think on a whim would be like, yes, yes. Mm-mm, mm-mm. It's not always so. It is not always so. So I know that I can't do everything myself, but I also know that if it's a vision and it's God's vision, He will put His super on my natural to bring it to pass. So He will open doors, He will orchestrate kingdom connections to make this thing happen. And you need to keep that in mind as you're going through. Now, with that being said, I really, really want to develop a think tank. And I want it to be a woman think tank because we can see things from a different angle. Now, does not mean we won't have a few male advisors involved in the think tank because we need different perspectives. It's kind of like my board of directors for Lioness Warrior Kingdom. I knew at a point that I need some young blood in here. I need to get different perspectives on what I know God is speaking to me and what the other board members were bringing to the table. But when I brought this young lady on board, it was like things were like boom, 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 because she was tracking in a whole different arena than what we were because we were older. And her ideas and her thoughts were like fire. They were fire. And she was so cute because she would be like, I'm sorry. No, stop apologizing. This is why you're here. Speak. Speak. I want to hear what you have to say. I want your ideas. We've got to understand as we come together to collaborate, we need from various different age groups, economic, social, economic places, and different industries to come together to formulate a think tank so that we can propel ourselves forward as a sisterhood. That's really what I want to establish. And it does not mean that it would be the first of its kind because there's others that are out there. But I know the vision that God has given me from a kingdom perspective. And that's the perspective I'm coming from, is from a kingdom perspective because I'm a kingdom woman. So, um, now that being said, the women empowerment or the women in leadership networking event that's on LinkedIn, like I said, the next one is going to be October 14th. That is not just from a kingdom perspective, that's from a woman in leadership perspective. See, here's the key. And here's what some of women of faith miss, and women that are of different persuasions in their belief, that we can't still work together. Yes, we can. We're mindful of respecting one another's beliefs. Okay. So we need that in common. But at the same time, how do I put this? Jesus didn't isolate the Gentile from the Jew. He brought them together. That's the best way I can put that. Okay. He brought them together with collaboration. And so I believe that we can do the same as females in a sisterhood environment. Okay. So keep that in mind. I will be talking about that more in depth over the next few months, because I really want to see that come together by the beginning of the new year. And if this is something that might be on your heart that you would like to be a part of, please drop it in the comments. I'm with you, Coy. I'm with you. Just say I'm with you. Okay. Um, because yeah, we really got to come out of the stale places that we have found ourselves and the place of isolation. It is time to build, ladies. It is time to build. Everybody is walking around in fear, and with the tools that are at our disposal now, at a fraction of what it once would have cost us, this is the time to build. And if we can come together and collaborate and share ideas and share knowledge, then woo, the sky is literally unlimitless. It is not the limit, it is unlimitless what we can do. Okay. All right. So now I am curious as to your thoughts. I really, really am. I'm curious as to where you are right now with your knowledge of AI. And I'm saying this for a reason. Yes, it is part of the vision that I have as far as expanding the knowledge base in the arena for AI for women. But one of the things that Molly Mahoney, she was the last speaker of the day yesterday, said that she's on stages everywhere, and she said in 90% of the time when she's on these stages, she's the only woman on the stage discussing AI. That should not be. That should not be, and that's what she said. If that should not be, there needs to be more of us in that space to share our knowledge and to collaborate. And so that's something that is in my heart to see happen, and part of what I want to offer through Lioness Warrior Kingdom is a cohort of where we can come together and share what we know in the AI space, all right, and build together. Now, yeah, I am talking about probably a membership based cohort, but hi, who can't do $50 a month? I think we can all handle that, right? I'm not talking about thousands of dollars to join and all of that, but if we can come together at like $50 a month and pooling it together, to see what we can build and what we can make. When I first started Lioness Warrior Kingdom, I started it on the premise of selling NFTs, and the point of the NFTs was to take part of the income that we got off the NFTs to put back into Lioness Warrior Kingdom to help fund business startups. That was my whole thing. Now the NFT thing took off and okay, it like went boop boop. Okay, but that's okay. There's other means and ways to do that. I'm all about, like I said, building. We can come together and we can build together, and then we can help each other launch out together. That's what my heart is. That is really where my heart is. Serious. I have probably for the last, I want to say 35 years since I first understood what an angel investor was, wanted to be an angel investor. It was just in my heart. I want to be an angel investor. Why? Because I want to see people realize their dreams. One of the reasons why I do the Lioness Warrior Roundtables, the spiritual business retreats, is to help women realize their dreams of becoming a business owner. So the least I can do is help them with the formation of it, help them learn how to pitch it, help them learn how to build it, help them scale it. So I haven't been able to financially pour into the startups, but I am there at the start of the startup to help. And that's just, again, I'm looking at building legacy, and I'm just sharing my heart with you. I'm really just sharing my heart with you because I ain't have nobody else to come on here and talk with me today. But I'm hoping that it's resonating with you. I really, really am. I'm hoping that you are understanding the empower of women empowerment through collaboration. There is nothing. I mean, I built this image in Midjourney probably maybe a year and a half ago. Um, and it was really about, the lion, me and my lions and lionesses, right? But the lion is there as our backup. And the women, as you can see them, they're collaborating one with another, aged groups, ethnic groups, everybody coming together to build, coming together to build. And that's my vision. That really is my vision. So I'm looking for people to partner with in this vision. I am. So that's why I'm saying if you are one of those people that you would love to see something like this come together and unfold, then hey, drop it in the comments, because I know these videos, these broadcasts for Unstoppable Women, they go far and wide, and they're about to be syndicated. So yeah, that's my next my next project to get done. Yeah. Anyway. I have a lot on my table. I do. I have a lot on my table. And after this week, I can foresee having a lot more. But again, this is why I'm asking the Lord for what's my first, not what's my one, what's my first. And so that we can build upon that and take it from there. Whew. Okay, so I got like 5 minutes to go here. What can we share in 5 minutes? In 5 minutes. Well, let's see. How about this? Ladies, I know that there have been struggles that you have encountered in life. And I want to read to you one of my posts from yesterday. All right. And the reason I want to read this to you is because this is another one of my passions. This is part of what I want to see manifest and materialize in us as lionesses so that we can go forth and build what it is we have been called to build. And so here's my post from yesterday. All right, one of them anyway. It says, Lionesses, before we build empires, we must heal the heart. Too many warrior women of faith are leading while bleeding, pushing forward in ministry and business while secretly carrying unhealed trauma. I know the weight of smiling in public and crying in private, but I also know the freedom of Christ's healing power. In the Lioness Warrior Kingdom, we believe true empowerment begins with spiritual healing for women. Lionesses can only roar when her soul is whole. Jesus came to bind the brokenhearted, to trade ashes for beauty. Your scars are not your shame, they are strategies for influence. Through prayer, community, and purpose driven coaching, I've watched countless women experience the inner lioness awakening that unlocks destiny. When you allow God to rewrite your story, you become unstoppable. Your voice gains weight. Your presence shifts storms and rooms and nations. Okay. Your healing is not optional, it is your weapon. Comment roar if you're ready to release the pain of the past and rise in your godly identity. So one of my passions again, and that was part of what Lioness Warrior Kingdom was created to do. It was created to heal women of past abuses and traumas so that once they healed, they could recognize that they could dream again and that they could facilitate the dreams that they were experiencing. And so I want to get back to that. I want to get back to some inner healing sessions with you. And if that's something that you would love to be a part of, then drop a emoji that says yes. That's all. Just an emoji that says yes. And we'll touch bases with you so that we can start bringing that together. So yeah, like I said, I have a lot on my plate, but I have a lot that I want to see accomplished in each and every one of you. I want to see you healed. I want to see you whole. And then I want to see you roar. I want to see you roar. I want to see you step into your purpose and your destiny with such a vengeance, literally, that nothing, including you, will stop you. We are our biggest threat. It is not the quote unquote devil, the enemy, or anybody else. It's not your haters. It's not your naysayers. You are your biggest threat. Because if you can't envision you being great, you won't be. I walk with a certain air of confidence, and it is not arrogance. I promise you, it is not arrogance. It's my confidence in knowing who I was created to be. And that's what I want to help build in you. So, again, if that's something that you might be interested in, just a me, just drop a me in the comment, and that will do it. All right, we are at the end. We're at the bottom of the show. I'm grateful that you have spent this time with me. I pray that it has been a blessing to you just to hear me ramble on for 45 minutes. I promise you, next week will be better. I will have a guest next week because, yeah, 45 minutes of just me talking is just like, okay. Without preaching, now I could preach to you and teach for 45 minutes, but me just conversing, that's a lot for me. But anyway, you guys be blessed, highly favored, and let's deal and build some women empowerment through collaboration. God bless you.